one, but I don't have any.
Oh, okay. Introducing Yellowstone and the volcano below.
Yellowstone National Park caldera.
The fire within. Our problem was what is underneath Yellowstone National Park and what would happen if the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted.
Hypothesis. In the beginning, we hypothesized that the surrounding areas of the U.S. would be covered in ash and Yellowstone will be completely demolished.
This is a map of Yellowstone National Park. It's the only place in the United States that touches 4 different states at once.
The biggest cause for concern outside of Yellowstone's main region is the hazardous downfall of volcanic ash. Zone 1 would extend up to 80 kilometers from the eruption, covering the ground with sweltering hot gases and up to 3 meters of volcanic ash at temperatures over 400 degrees Celsius.
In the event of an eruption, a 2014 study argued that there would be damage to buildings, roads, waterways, food production, and livestock. All of these things would be affected and communication could be disrupted.
These are some pictures that my dad and sister took on their trip to Yellowstone summer of 2017. Here on the right you can see the morning pool, and here in the middle you can see Old Faithful.
This is a graph of the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. At its highest point, it is over 100 miles deep in the upper mantle, and the magma inside of it is over 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The caldera itself is bigger than Yellowstone National Park, and it's 44 miles wide.
We went to Marquette University High School to interview Mr. Jim Kostenko. Mr. Kostenko showed us a PowerPoint explaining the destruction that would happen if Yellowstone erupted. He explained that living standards would be harder due to the non-breathable air caused by the volcanic ash.
Mr. Kostenko also told us that Yellowstone supervolcano erupts every 600,000 years on average. Although this eruption is futuristic, it is long overdue. That means that we need to have preparation and contingency plans in place. These are some pictures of a 3D model that Mr. Kostenko showed us. That right here is the magma inside the volcano, and that is the rhyolite rock that actually Yellowstone is made up of, and it is a yellow rock, which is how Yellowstone got its name.
Ash. The most dangerous part of the Yellowstone supervolcano is the amount of ash it emits. There's a possibility that it could emit an ash cloud large enough to cover the sun. If it does this, it will cause a lack of sunlight, and it will create a geothermal winter. A geothermal winter is when the sun is covered for a very long time and the temperature drops severely. If this happens, we could get abnormal amounts of frost and snow and lack of sunlight. It could also last for an abnormally long amount of time due to the ash's thin consistency.
Possible Yellowstone supervolcano eruptions. As you can see in the worst case scenario, around the kill zone there will be about 1,000 millimeters of ash. Spreading out to the primary ash zone there will be about 10 to 30, and the secondary ash zone will only have about 3 to 10. Around the rest of the world there will be about 1 to 3 millimeters. In the best case scenario, it's about the same thing as the worst case, but there's no ash outside of the secondary ash zone.
Conclusion. Although this eruption is overdue, we don't think it'll happen in our lifetime, and it's not guaranteed that this will even happen anymore. But if Yellowstone does erupt, a large percentage of our population will suffer, and the world may go into a geothermic winter.
The future. Organisms have continued to advance in creating mechanisms to help grow and adapt to the environment. We don't know when the caldera will erupt for sure and if it will erupt for sure, but if it does, some ways we can help are create a dome to cap the eruption or drill deep enough into the earth to release more pressure other than geysers. Even though it's futuristic, it's definitely worth thinking about. Thanks for watching.